Hey y'all, let's start today. It's gonna just be like any other day. Ask a question, get an answer, possibly. Of course, not for sure, everybody. It's gonna be 10 people I'll do for sure, plus donations. So if you want to get a reading for sure, then make sure you go ahead and do a donation there. If you really need one today, and you want to make sure you get one for sure, because I'm gonna be picking at random. So let's start this whole list here, okay? It's gonna be 10 people at random. Make sure you're subscribed, okay? And how are you guys? How are you guys doing? How are you doing today? Let me know how you guys are doing. Hi, Fantasy. Okay, let's start with Fantasy. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Sanch. Or Sanch, I'm not sure. Swati. And did I say Nicole? Desiree? All right. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Okay, so let's start with Fantasy. You asked, my person's feelings for me. Okay. Let's get Fantasy Lover's person's feelings for her if we can. Anything you need to know about that? Anything you need us to know about Fantasy's person she's thinking about and what their feelings are for her at this moment? Okay. All right. What are Fantasy Lover's partner or person's feelings for her at this moment? Find that out. Their energy towards her, please. Fantasy Lover. Oh, these flew out for you. Okay. So there's like an action being taken here, or they want to take action, or they'll have the ability to take action. Some kind of taking of action here that is going to be possible. But the thing about it is either they're taking this action out of feeling trapped in some way, or they're going to end up feeling trapped by taking this, making this decision and taking this action. So we don't want that, right? I mean, we don't want somebody to feel stuck either way before or after they make this decision. So to come towards us and to come near us and to take action to get closer to us. That's what I'm guessing this is about. So since this is feelings towards you, it could be that, if he's already kind of made a move, then he feels a bit trapped for some reason. Maybe he's just not the committal type. But, for some reason, he's feeling like he can't really get out of the situation. Let's see why that is, if we can find that out. Yeah, it could be that he's not the committal type, because here we have Ace of Cups, which is kind of telling us that's a good thing. He's in a love situation, seemingly. That's Ace of Cups. He's, this is something about love and feelings and emotion and relationships. So it's kind of like, why is he feeling stuck? I mean, to me, it just seems like he's not really the committal type, Let's get some more, though, because it seems like, okay, so he's taking this action towards you. He's feeling good. He's feeling like he likes you, like he's into you, but he's feeling trapped. So why is this happening, and what can we do about it? Does it have anything to do with you or just himself? Yeah, so that kind of makes sense, right? Because when somebody is non-committal or whatever, right? I mean, like, I'm not like 100% correct on this always, because everyone's different, but when people go through things and change and become certain ways, and sometimes they can get out of it and sometimes they're just like that forever. So but it kind of shows that this is talking about his stability. We have two tens here, 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, or I'm sorry, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. So it's kind of showing me that, like, yeah, it is something to do with his stability. It's something to do with his overall feeling of security, within his home life, his family, other people involved, like a altogether picture here as a whole. So it's kind of showing that security, maybe his upbringing, maybe this is his family household or something. It could just be the household that he, ever feels he could have himself within, a partnership or with somebody. Like, his view of it is this. 10 of Swords. So it's likely that he's been fucked over before, many times possibly. I mean, or just real hard. Like, it could have been his own family that really, like, his home base that showed him like that's not something that you do, or like this is not something you rely on. It doesn't work for people. It doesn't work for me. You know, my parents weren't married, whatever. So his situation is like he does not find security within this kind of a thing, you know, where most people would find it, or most people want to find it at least, and they feel like that's the right thing. That's what everyone else thinks. But for him, it's not that way. So there could be communication about this. There could be trouble with communication about this. Like he may not be able to kind of say that to you in that way and in those, you know, with those with, you know, in so many words, but he might not even really understand that. But I feel like he doesn't, it's going to be a trap because he feels like things like that are a trap. It's not really like there's not really much you can do about that. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way that he is. But what's cool about that is that maybe you can feel not so bad when that starts to happen and you start to think like, is it me? Like, don't think like that, because really it's not. This is how he's going to be with everybody until he learns to heal that situation. So it's like he's just uncomfortable in a situation that is committed in general. So he probably doesn't have many friends that have been long in his life. And if he does, then it's like just solely relationships. Solely because he's probably not very close to the people that are his friends, you know, like he would be in a relationship with somebody. It's just a trigger that he does not like to, whatever, trigger. I mean, it's just something that, it's something that is uncomfortable for him, and he just kind of, you know, at a core level is very uncomfortable. And there's not much he could really do about it until he heals whatever it is that he needs to heal for that situation. So just keep that in mind. If you start to feel kind of like, oh, is it me? You know, it's not. Okay. Yeah, he's not very good at communicating things. I think he likes you, but that's the thing, is that and he'll have the opportunity to take action towards you. But the thing about it is, right when he does that, he might start to see that it's something he doesn't really want because it's uncomfortable because you guys are getting close. You know what I mean? You guys start to get close and things start to progress. And that's where it kind of screws up for him, because he doesn't like it when things progress. I mean, and get close and be committed. And this is serious. Like, it's not his thing. So it might kind of be damned before it's even done, you know? And there's not much you can personally do about that, because again, it's not your fault. You know, it's not really something you did. It's just how he is. So can you please tell me about my next relationship? Let's see. Nicole. Okay, so we see somebody working very hard with this. Working very hard with this. Why working so hard? Somebody has to work so hard. They're really putting in time, almost like this is their new hobby or something. Maybe you meet this person doing a new hobby or something. I don't know, but it seems like this is something that you're working very hard at. Now, why would that be? I feel like it's a thing of like someone, like you feel like you have to work hard, or you feel like you have to put in extra effort. And it may not exactly be the case, but that's how you feel. Maybe that's how you just are, or maybe that's how they're making you feel like you're not good enough or something. I mean, I just feel like there's too much work being put in by one person. Like, why would it need to be so forced? Like, so you have to prove yourself so early. You know, it's kind of like you don't even know each other. Or maybe you do, but I mean, it shouldn't be like that. If you're going to accept each other, you're going to accept each other. You know, it shouldn't be like I have to prove to this person that I'm actually worth something. It's like you're trying to prove to yourself that you're worth something. Yeah, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this person to approve of you and convince you that you yourself are worthy. And that's bullshit. It's not going to work like that. You're going to be miserable because you're not happy yourself right now, like within yourself. So I feel like that's not something that you can really get from someone else. That's what you're going to be looking for, and it's not going to work. You know, you're going to be getting with people who are emotionally unavailable, or basically people who fit that exact role of maybe a parent, somebody who was unapproving of you growing up. So now you feel like that's normal in relationships, and it's not. Not to be a dick, but I'm just saying, I feel like it's an unhealthy thing that you're trying to search for approval in someone else other than yourself, which is not the way to go. But I'm just sending the message, you know, this is what it seems to be. And inevitably, it's going to end in heartbreak, you know, somebody feeling hurt and disappointed, like they've lost something, or like, I even feel like it's kind of like a loss of three things, like loss of the relationship, loss of your own self, like loss of your own love for yourself, if you had any at all, no offense, but, and then loss of this picture of what could have been. You know what I mean? Like it's loss of three things. It's a lot of disappointment here. You don't have to go through this, but I feel like it's okay to go through it. I mean, just because sometimes we have to go through things to understand things. We don't always, you know, I mean, if you dodged this one, you just have to go through it with somebody else. So, I mean, fuck it. Embrace this shit and know that it's going to be a hard road, but you can get through it. You know, you're going to have to learn to love yourself. That's the main point. That's the main point. Love yourself before you get into a relationship, not while you're in one. And, you know, after, yeah, before, for sure. That's the best way to go. I wouldn't know anything about that, but, you know, this is just what I feel like I need to tell you. So, I mean, it seems to me like there's a lesson to be learned here. So I wouldn't say dodge it. Okay. Does Tyler want a commitment with me? Let's see. Can you guys like this video? If you get a chance, please just go ahead and like it really quick. It just takes a second. I'd really appreciate that. Okay. Oh, it looks like somebody has a decision to make here, but they're not really sure it's their decision to make. Let's see what who this person is, if we can find out if it's you or him or someone else. Tell me what this person, who this person is that needs to make this decision, who doesn't really know. What I mean by that is the person doesn't really know if that they have a say in anything. Like they think that it's kind of like not their place to even have, you know, any kind of say in the situation. Like they don't see that they have, like whatever they want and whatever they do makes a difference. You know, they just think whatever, it's not going to matter anyway. For a new beginning, yeah, this is definitely okay. So, the person thinks that they have to like sneak or be something they're not, basically, to get in with you. And the reason, so this person, Tyler, could be kind of fake. I mean, maybe that's because they feel like you're better or like they're not good enough for you or something, but it's talking about they don't know that like they have the control over the situation, like basically like what they decide to do, ask you out or not, or whatever the, you know, whatever the action is. They feel like whatever actions they take don't really hold weight, and that basically it's all in your power, all's in your court, you know, with this new beginning, with this fresh start, or with this like beginning between you guys, taking action and making it happen. They feel like they have to hide or sneak something. And it could just be they have to hide and sneak who they are or their real selves, you know, because it's like they just don't feel like they're good enough or something like that. Maybe that's just how they are with everyone. They just are fake. They don't feel like they're good enough for anyone. Or it's not even that, you know, I wouldn't say that's the thought. I would just say they're not exactly who they are right now, and they feel like they have to kind of be not telling you everything or kind of keeping things from you in a certain way. Like they just can't be their whole self right now. They have to hide their feelings or something, you know. I feel like this person could take more authority in the situation, and that's kind of what you're wanting too. But the person, I do think that they want, I don't know if it's commitment necessarily. I mean, I guess I can't really tell from just this. I could ask that specifically. But definitely wants to try something out with you. But really, it's like they're not they don't know, they don't feel like they have much power in their own self. Like they don't feel like they can just offer you what they are. They feel like they have to be kind of showing you some kind of other side, or like showing off in some way to get, you know, you to approve of them, basically. And not that they're thinking of it like, you know, they need your approval, but it's just like they're not being themselves completely because they're trying to woo you. But it's like, this is going to cause problems. This is going to cause problems because they're not taking authority. They're kind of waiting for you to do that. And then it's like, it's going to turn around and bite them in the ass because there's mixed signals, there's mixed messages, and then no one's getting their word across, and it's causing arguments, and because people are taking things wrong. So it's kind of like, if I had any advice for this right now, I would just say maybe you should initiate and say, hey, if this is how you feel, this is how I feel, like fuck it, you know, what's the worst that can happen? because what's the worst that can happen is this person does what they keep doing and isn't straightforward with you, and then it causes problems with you and other people around you. For some reason, other people are being affected too. It's not just one person that's arguing about this, but it's like you're waiting, or they're waiting. Yeah, they're waiting here for you to kind of like to get more information about you, or to see when they can like get the green light and start going forward to you. They're kind of waiting for like this information. They don't feel like they have the green light yet. So if you feel like, damn, green light's been, then just you should probably initiate, because they don't feel like that. They're going to wait until the perfect time, and that might be the wrong time. For some reason, they just do not pick up on social cues very well. I mean, it's like they're going to do something at the wrong time, or get people with like around, get them to be offended by something or come off wrong, and it's just not going to, it's going to be all bad. It's going to be like confusion and people arguing about petty shit. It's not serious shit, but it's just, it seems like this person's not, you shouldn't leave it up to them to initiate. I feel like they just don't know what they're doing. For some reason, they're going to do it at the wrong time, or in the wrong way, or just they're going to come off wrong. Okay. Let me get these cards that are on the ground. Okay. Do I think that's like 5, or is that 4? I think that's 4. So this will be 5 right now. Hot in here. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck that was. So okay. I have this new Monster energy drink addiction, and it's fucked. I'm telling you, do not do it. Because I'm pretty screwed if I don't have one. I mean, not really, but I'll sleep. Like, it's crazy. It's weird. It's like that quick you can get like addicted to caffeine and shit. It really is. It's not good. Phew. But I'm like, this is the only way you can like stay awake ever. Literally, it's like, don't do it, because you won't be able to do anything without it. Like, doesn't feel good. So, how is my new boss, Manesh, finding my observation on his company's accounts? Is he impressed? Let's see. Tell us what he is feeling about your observations. What is he feeling on your observations here? Is he approving? Is he impressed? What is he feeling about these observations? What does he think of you and your observations? Ooh. The first thing that came to my mind is if he's going to get what he wants out of it, basically, he's cool with it. Which could be a good or bad thing. It's not always a good thing with that kind of a thing, you know? And here with the 7 of Swords, I feel like even more so, he's willing to go and undermine things, or kind of tell lies, or kind of sneak around, or do something kind of like something that's like, I don't know, like not really the right way to do things, you know? Kind of underhanded, and he's willing to like do things like that as long as it gets him what he needs and wants from the situation. And there is something that isn't clear about this. So if he comes to you and goes, look, I like your work, and so let's do this. I have this idea, let's do this, and let's go in on this together. Like some kind of like, I don't know if it's like embezzlement, or I'm not, you know, who knows what it is, but it kind of seems like something underhanded, even if it's just like taking the credit for something that, you know, someone else did or whatever it is. I just got bit. From what? I don't know. That sucks. Because I don't know where the fuck it is. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so if he comes to you with some kind of thing going like, hey, let's do this together, and you're like, what? That's kind of against the rules. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I really like what you're doing, and we can get this and this from this. Just know that like you're not gonna get whatever is being promised of you. You might think right now, like, whatever, I would never do that anyway. But maybe he's offering something pretty seemingly worth it. But the thing is, it's not, because you're not gonna get what you're not gonna get what you're promised. Oh my god, that's freaking me out, dude, because it itches a lot. And it's 2 bites. I know it's a spider, dude. I'm so scared right now. Fuck. I hate spiders. I can't do this. Fuck. Alright, well, fuck it. Gonna strong arm it. No. Okay, so basically if he offers you some kind of thing where he's like, let's go in on this together and let's do this, and it's illegal as fuck, but I don't care, you're gonna get a good deal out of it. You're not. Okay, that's why, because something is not being seen clearly. He's not being very clear about things. It's seeming like there's something good to get from this, but there's not. Like, I feel like he's gonna fuck you over. It's not showing like 10 of swords, it's just showing something is not being seen clearly. And so I feel like with his whole shadiness here, trying to go underhanded as long as he gets what he wants out of it, you know, it's not going to be any good, because the 7 of Cups at the end is showing like whatever you're being told is not really the way it is. It's not really the way it's going to turn out. You're not, you know, being told everything. And so you're going to be basically screwed over is how I feel like that would play out. So yeah, I would say he's impressed. And he's probably going to come to you and want to do some illegal shit or something that's like not, it's against code, or it's against policy, I should say. You know, something like that he's going to want to be involving you in, and I just don't think you should go for it, because it's going to end up screwing you over. I mean, for reasons, of course, other than like you wouldn't want to do that anyway, because it's a fucked situation. But if you were going to consider doing that, just know that it's not going to be good in your favor. Like, he's not telling you everything. He's shady in general, and it's not going to change. Like, you are no exception. Him working with you is no exception. He's not going to all of a sudden be trustworthy. You know, he's like pretty shady person. So I mean, I don't see that working out either way. I mean, just steer clear of anything. Just try to do what your job is, and don't take any deals or any kind of weird like propositions, okay? Okay, so I'm kind of freaked out about this spider now. It's like, I don't know where it is, but I know that there is one, because that is a spider bite. And I'm so scared now. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Protect me. All right. We're good. We're good. I think. I don't know. We're good, I think. Gonna try to just believe we're good. Okay, so I don't have any of those things. Witch hazel. Okay, so yeah, it's still itchy as fuck. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, see those 2 bites? Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Okay, I like this. Okay, Kamar, his intentions towards me. I'm a Taurus and he's a Cancer. Okay. Let's see what his emotions, or intentions are, rather. His emotions. You're a Taurus and he's a Cancer. Oh, you're a Taurus and he's a Cancer. Yeah. You're a Taurus and he's a Cancer. So let's see. What are this Taurus Earth? What are this Cancer's feeling for you? I mean, intentions. Blah, blah. Give me this Cancer's intentions for this Taurus woman. Your birthday's coming up, huh? Unless it's already passed. Happy early or happy belated? Okay. All right, so definitely he intends on coming towards you. I just, for some reason, this is happening a few times today. Again, he doesn't seem like he's being very straight up or real or like really himself with you for whatever reason. But this is the bottom of the deck. So this is like, yeah, his intention is to come towards you at some point and offer you some kind of connection, which is like, woo, lovely and everything. But then we have his intentions, like in the long run, it's going to end up, he's going to take a break. He's going to have some kind of judgment and feel like, oh, I need to just kind of like take some distance, and things were not clear and things aren't going to be clear then. It's like there's going to be things that are questions left unanswered or like things that you're not seeing clearly because he's not giving you all the information. I feel like it's kind of purposeful. Like this is his intention. Like he knows eventually it's going to end, and it's going to end in disappointment too. And somebody's looking at all the negative instead of all the positive. The 3 cups that are knocked down here are the negative, and then these 2 cups right here are the positive that's left. But he is laser ass focused on the negative, you know. Clearly, he doesn't even see these cups back here. The two that are still standing, he don't even see that. So it's a thing where it's like he's not able to see it. You can see it clearly. It's obvious, but he's just not looking at it that way. And so it's like there's not much you could do about that because he's just looking at the negative anyway. For whatever reason, it's like he already knows he has short-lived relationships. You can look at his past relationships, and they've probably been the same way. And it's not going to be any different with you, unfortunately. It seems like it's a cycle. It's a pattern for him. So for some reason, it just seems like it's a pattern, unfortunately, which is weird, but it seems like that's the thing for him. And I don't think it's your fault, really, you know? So I would just like kind of like be like, yeah, I need someone who's like more committed and serious. Unless you're into that whole like short-lived thing. If that's how you are too, then that could be a fun thing. But I just feel it's going to end in disappointment. Someone's going to be disappointed in some way, and someone's going to be seeing that it can still be worked out, but the other person's not going to see that. So I feel like he doesn't intend on it going very far, but he does intend on having it begin and go somewhere. But then it's not going to start, or it's not going to end. It's not going to last very long. I think he already feels like that. But hey, maybe it can change, but that's his intentions, okay? So it doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but that's kind of what he's thinking it's going to, that's where he is thinking it's going to go. So, you're like, yes, I understand. How many times can you say it? My bad. Okay, cool. Got it. So, will Fairs contact me if he misses me? We got King of Swords. Is he an air sign? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? This could also be talking about, you know, somebody who's very just straightforward and honest, like not blunt, but just like telling you facts only, like very cold in communication, not very emotional, not really considering emotions, not really trying to be a dick either, but it just comes off as cold and impersonal. You know, it comes off as like, I don't have any feelings for you and I don't care, but it's not that way. It's just how that person is, or maybe this is just the way you need to be spoken to because they're not trying to lead you on or mislead you or lead you into something that is, you know, mislead you. They're trying to be, this is what it is. I'm sorry, whatever they're saying, whatever the situation, they're talking to you in this way. And it kind of feels like cold and not warm because it's not. It's just facts. And they're just trying to be straight with you. So whoever this is, it could be you, whoever the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius is in the situation. And if there's not one, then this is just talking about basically the energy of the person is just cold, you know, and but honest though. So that's good. I mean, you do want honest. Feeling, okay, working very hard at happiness and taking action on that. So there could be a fire sign as well, which would be Aries, Leo, Sag. Another king here, so that could be the case. But we do have here this person kind of working very hard on their happiness. And they feel like, you know, obviously that they need to go and focus on that. So if they're not reaching out to you, then that could be why, because they feel like they have to do what's best for themselves right now for some reason. They feel like that's not really being with you unless it turns around and is about you. But right now I feel like, you know, will they reach out? Right now it's showing they're focused on, like very focused, like almost like this is their new hobby, this is their new thing to do, is trying to do things that make them happy and trying to take action, and they're motivated and they're determined in that way to make themselves happy and to find whatever this 10 of cups is. It's not just like, oh, you know, happiness. It's like overjoyed in every single area of their life. They want to be happy and they haven't felt like that in a while, so they're really working hard on just doing what's positive for themselves. I feel like they're doing this solo mission right now just because we have 2 kings. But I would say they're trying overall to find happiness, like even in a relationship, but they're not really looking for that right now. It seems like they're more focused on, like, seeing all these cards, they're by themselves, except for this one, because this one's talking about like this is what they're looking for, and it's not necessarily saying like a family or a relationship or like people in their life. It's saying basically like all together they just want to feel very happy, like the most they can feel happy. They just haven't felt happy in a while, like in a way that they can really say like, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling happy. They just feel like there's something wrong or there's something missing or they need to find it, and they're very determined to find it. So, but it seems like they're doing this on their own. Like they realize right now it's not really about anyone else, and they need to kind of do what's best for themselves. They might even feel like that having to do the best for themselves is, you know, in a way they can't be in a relationship because they don't want to disappoint somebody, or they don't want to have to like let someone down or not have to tell someone where they're going, because they just want to do what they want to do right now. Not in a weird fucked up way or anything, just because they want to make themselves happy and do what's best for themselves, and they don't feel like that would be fair to be with a person like in that situation when they're in this position, because they just feel like they need to do what they need to do, and they don't, you know, no one else really has anything to do with it. So I would feel like right now, no. Who knows, maybe when they feel better, but right now it seems like they're really, really focused, like extremely focused on basically just finding that happiness that they feel they don't have anymore, haven't had in a while. So they're doing this on their own. So don't worry about any other people. It seems like they're on their own doing this. But yeah, as far as coming back toward anybody, seems like not really the important thing to them right now. Okay. I can't see. Okay. Let's get some more. Hi, Miss L. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I haven't been here in a while, so that's probably why. But it is what it is. Here now. I'm glad you're here too. Pisces moon, so am I. Yeah, it's a tough one. Okay. Let's see if anyone else is here. Is Priya still here? Is Priya still here? Or Priya or Priya or whatever. Or whatever. Someone, this person, are you still around? Oh, you were sick, Miss L. That sucks. Well, I'm glad you're better. You said was, so I'm guessing you're better now, right? Hopefully. Is Priya still here? If not, we're just going to move forward. So. All right, so San's current feelings toward me. I don't get what your question is, Miss L. We'll go with you next. But what are you asking? Something? I don't know what you're asking. Okay, so San's current feelings toward Sans current feelings toward me. Sans current feelings toward me. For Sans, or Sans, or Sans, or Sans, or Sans. Sans current feelings toward me. Oops. Okay. Okay, so let's see. You're going to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, okay? 1, 2, or 3. Whichever one you want to choose, just go ahead and choose it. It's totally up to you. Don't second guess yourself. Whichever first one comes to your mind, okay? 1, 2, or 3. One, 2, or 3. 1. Wow. Okay. Most people pick 3, and I thought you were going to pick 2 for some reason, but you picked 1, so we're all wrong. Okay. Queen of Cups. Will this person reach out? Is your question, right? Right? That was your question? I totally forgot for a second. Oh, current feelings, right. Well, I mean, shit. Okay, I don't like that. Huh. Okay, well, either they're just getting out of a relationship or, they see it as a, they've been single a while or something. There's been a break period between them and relationships. And so basically now they see it as like you're very caring and nurturing and all of that. That's great. But I don't like the moon and the 7 of swords here. It reminds me of like somebody who's not sure. And so they're going to go and do something sneaky, or they're going to go and do something underhanded because they don't know how to be. And that's just not something we can really rely on or trust, which is shitty. So, while you are this nurturing person and they see that and that's cool, who wouldn't like that? The thing is, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to be with that. Like, that's not something that they can really appreciate or, in a way that it deserves. It's basically the moon and the 7 of swords. It's telling me basically like, yeah, I mean, there's confusion, there's clouded thinking. I don't know if it's purposeful or if it's just they don't know any better. But it's definitely not something you want to be involved in. I mean, it's something that just basically, I feel like they're just kind of like bored, or they're just kind of like, they're quick to be in a relationship. They're quick to be with somebody because basically they haven't been with anyone in a while, or they're trying to get over someone else, or there's some break that's happened here that they haven't had, like, but it hasn't been a healthy one. It hasn't been a time where they're thinking much about like what they really need for themselves. It's kind of like if not rebound, then it's just not a healthy decision. It's just, they really need some time by themselves, and I feel like they haven't done that, or if they have, it hasn't been spent. Like right now, this is kind of just something they're doing out of loneliness, or out of something that they don't really like, they don't even really know you, or how to like, they don't really like, you deserve better basically, because they're not taking it seriously. But somebody could end up being left out in the cold here because, like I said, they're not really doing this out of like pure interest. It's kind of seeming to me like it's more out of their own boredom or loneliness or whatever it is. I mean, it's not a genuine thing. And you're the caring one, you're the nurturing one, so of course, they're not gonna not like that. The thing is, like, you're not being treated with the same respect in return. You're not you're not receiving what you're giving. I don't really think that they ever intend on doing that, though. That's the thing. At least right now, they just kind of like don't take it seriously, to me. But it's not like it's not personal, even though it feels that way, of course. But will they reach out soon? It might be a good thing that they haven't reached out, just because you want to avoid that kind of a situation. But it seems like they're not going to. We'll have to learn our lessons ourselves. In there, we've all been there, so don't want to deprive you of a lesson. Let's see. You deserve better. This is a lesson. But who knows? Let's see. I'm gonna reach out soon. Wow, yeah, definitely. Yeah, see? Okay. Definitely going to, because they're going to want to be offering you some kind of, connection, or some kind of like I like you type thing. And that's the thing, though, is like, guess what comes up afterwards? Like, all of this is pointing in the direction of moving toward you and offering you some kind of a connection here. Oh, it's all lovely and everything, right? But it's not based on good intentions. It's based on unhealthy intentions, like we said before. So, just, you know, try to just be like not needing anyone type energy, because you're not going to be able to rely on this person anyway. I just don't think it's a healthy decision they're making. It kind of seems like they're doing it for some kind of intention that's not genuine or not really in your best interest anyway. You know, it's kind of just like a self-serving kind of like thing that isn't very, well, basically, like I said, you deserve better, if that isn't obvious, but it's not obvious. Hopefully this will make more sense though. They've been acting a certain way, being self-serving, and you're like wondering why all of a sudden they're selfish. Well, because they've always been. And nothing's changed. It's just now that you're seeing that and you're kind of starting to get confused, but don't be confused. It is what it is. Just accept it, you know? Okay. I don't think I'm the first to tell you that you deserve better. Maybe you should start listening. You said yes, that's why I stopped talking with him. Right on. Well, good for you. I guess you do. No. That you deserve better. Because shit. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna do like 2 more people here. Who's coming towards me in love? Let's see. Nice picture. Okay, who's coming towards you in love, AMF? Maybe an Aquarius person. Maybe if you're starting to lose hope, this is a sign saying like, don't do that. You know, like there is hope out there. There's good things coming. This is a good omen to the situation. Like, don't give up yet. You know, it's just about to get good. You'll have some kind of communication with a person. So maybe this is someone from your past. Who knows? I mean, it's saying this is a hopeful thing. Maybe this is somebody new. Let's see what this is about. Ooh, okay. Could be an earth sign. Because we have the King of Pentacles. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be an earth sign person, or a person who basically has their shit together. Cares a lot about material items, maybe too much. You know anyone like that? But it doesn't have to be that necessarily. It could just be an earth sign. Somebody who has a job, I would say. Someone who has their shit together. Someone who has stuff. Like they acquire things. And I'm guessing it's because they're a little bit, you know, with it. They have their shit together a bit. So this could be a new person or an old person. If this is somebody that you don't really know, like you don't know anyone like this at all, then it would probably be somebody new, right? That you don't know yet. But if you know someone, you're like, yeah, I know exactly who the fuck that is, then this seems to be them. And there's hope in that situation. So I feel like it's a situation that could be from your past, like something that you're kind of, like at this point, you're kind of like, you've lost hope in it. And you're kind of just not even thinking it's ever gonna, you know, so maybe it's that. But let's see. Tell me if it's a past or new person. Ooh. Okay. It's a person, I think it's from your past, but I don't want to tell you like, oh, you know, there's hope with this person, because this person obviously fucked you over and made you feel betrayed and like you were fucked over. You know, it's not something I would ever recommend going back to, but hey, I mean, the cards I'm asking new or old, and it's saying, well, you've been fucked over by this person. So it seems to me like it's, you know, somebody that's fucked you over. So it's someone you already know, seemingly. And it's somebody that you care about, but you had to kind of like X out of your life. Like you really do care about them, but you had to stop talking to them. Like you cut them off and you literally like have no communication with them now. You're not giving or taking anything they're offering. You're silent, you're blocked, whatever. Maybe this is their energy towards you, but it seems like yours toward them. This is somebody that you've blocked or kind of X'd out of your life on purpose, because even though you care. And so it's probably hard to do that, but what are you trying to say about this person though? What do we need to know about what's happening? Maybe they've offered you love and you're just kind of like not taking it. So what's coming to you in love, it doesn't have to be that you're going to accept it. You know, you could say no. You can still say no. But it seems like that's what they're going to, this person is coming towards you in some way. Well, shit. Oh, God. I just hate to say things like this to people because it's like I don't want to like ever be like, yeah, get back with the motherfucker that fucked you over, you know? Like it's no, don't do that. But it seems like this person is starting to take responsibility. Dare I say, shoot the messenger. No, seriously, shoot the messenger because I hate saying stuff like this. I don't want to like, no, I don't do stuff like this. I just don't believe in it. But I'm just telling you what the cards say. It looks like this person at the bottom of the deck, we have a person that's starting to take more authority and more responsibility in their life. So maybe that's the reason they're more trustworthy now, whatever. It's showing the Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe this is going to work out. It's going to be a good lucky thing. Maybe at the least you can talk to the person, allow them in to tell you they're sorry, and then you can feel better and move on or whatever. It won't be a thing that you're angry about in your head, but you don't necessarily have to get with them again. You could, but I'm just saying that's another alternative. If you want to look at this in a way that's like play it safe, that's what I would say is the safest route is like, yeah, let them in, let them say what they have to say, and then, okay, thank you, goodbye, you know, because, you know, you've showed me your true colors. I know what you're capable of. Not even trying to go there again. But it looks like they're going to be offering some kind of new connection here, some kind of like new, you know, want to be with me type shit. And there's luck there with the Wheel of Fortune. So, I mean, you know, to say that it's going to be different, I don't really believe in that personally, but this is what the cards are saying. So who knows? What if, you know, he's changed or whatever the fuck. Don't believe in that. People don't change, but this is what the cards are saying, whatever. It doesn't have to necessarily mean like it's you're going to be together, but it's saying that there's good luck in a situation, that he's going to come back around and want to be like, hey, let's try this again. And, you know, it seems like he's a bit more focused on his stability. It is the early stages. Not to say this is like a thing that's going to last forever necessarily. It could, but right now we're seeing this is the early stages. This is young. This is a page. So pages are young people. You know, this is early on. This is like the first step. So who knows if he's going to follow through. Just saying, like, it's showing you that for a reason. It's not necessarily showing you Knight of Cups or Knight of Pentacles. You know, it's not really mature yet. This is the beginning stages, very early stages of him actually doing this and focusing on this stuff. But it seems like he's trying to build some kind of a foundation and save up his money for something. So he's really trying to like not be careless with money or with his, you know, whatever makes him feel stable. He's trying to earn and hold and keep so that, you know, he can build and do something with it, you know, so that's good. And then with the Emperor here at the bottom, it's kind of showing like, yeah, he is taking more responsibility, and he knows that he has people who depend on him. I don't know if it's kids or if it's not anyone that you know. It could be at his job or his friends or his family or something. Someone like he's kind of having to oversee certain things or have certain responsibilities now. And it's maybe he wasn't before. Maybe he just didn't have anything that he cared about really except himself before, and now it's like different because he has things that he has to do for other people to make sure that he comes through in that way. So he's being more responsible. Maybe he's going to be a little bit more responsible with you. I mean, who knows? I really hate saying things like that because I just don't believe that that happens. Of course it does, but you know, I don't want to give that person the false hope, but that's what the cards are showing me. So do what you will with it. Of course, we all have free will. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Every time that I've ever gotten a tarot reading from anyone, I've always pretty much gone against what they said to do. So I don't know why. It's just because we have free will and we can do whatever the fuck we want. So it doesn't matter what somebody tells you. It doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what the cards say. You can do whatever you want. Okay, this is not set in stone. This is depending on what you do. This is the way it can go. And if you change exactly what you're planning on doing, of course it's going to change. And of course, if they decide to change, it's going to change, you know? Everything is always about free will. So it's like, fuck, I could die tomorrow or in this next minute and everything could change. You know what I mean? So it's like you just, from this point here, this is what will happen. That could change at any time. So just know that you do have a choice. This is not like you're just, you know, life is happening to you. No, you make life happen, okay? So remember that always. Don't feel like things are like you have no choice and everything. Like, I better just do what you said, because no, you have a choice. Everyone does. Everyone. So does Mr. Water know who I am on social media? He is a subscriber, and what does he... Is he a subscriber, and what does he like about me? Please and thank you. Oh, shit. That's 3 questions, girl. Okay, so let's see what's... what do we need to know about this Mr. Water person? Oh, yeah. I remember. This person you were talking about before. Okay. What do we need to know about them? Ooh. Interesting. So it seems like, yeah, they probably do follow you. Like they know like of you on social media, I guess, since we're asking about it. It seems like they'll have the opportunity to talk to you. Maybe they've already had that opportunity. Maybe they've talked to you before, or maybe or maybe they're talking to you now, but it seems like they'll have this opportunity. I don't know if it's happened yet or not, but this is going to come out. So yeah, it probably hasn't happened yet because the sun is showing kind of like this will become apparent to them at some point, but maybe right now it's in the dark or something. It'll come to light eventually and be apparent to them, but probably not right now. And so this is what's going to happen, but the tower is after the sun. So it's kind of like, do we want this to happen? But guess what? With the tower, you can't avoid this. It's like it's going to happen. It's already happening, basically. And that's because there's certain things that you and or him have not done in your personal lives, like changes that you're supposed to make, things that you're resisting to change. Those things are adding up, and now it's going to boom, all happen at once. So basically, maybe this is a karmic connection, maybe this is a fated connection, a connection where you guys like have to learn something from each other type shit. Like we have so many of those with so many people. There's so many people out there that you meet them for a reason. You go through something together, you're changed forever. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, even if it's like a subtle thing, something somebody said and you always remember that, like not even something good necessarily, just anything that kind of changes your life and makes you learn something, that person, it's karmic. And so that's what it kind of seems here with the tower. Like you guys are both going to be transforming and changing in many different ways. And this is going to be something that probably you remember for a long time, if not forever. Not necessarily has to be a good thing, but it's just something that changes you, and it seems like at the end of it all, though, somebody is doing more work than the other person. And so maybe that's another reason this tower is here, because it's like, that's not, I don't want that for you. Like, that's not the way your life's supposed to go. Basically, changes you're supposed to make. If you allow this person in and you're kind of like, well, hey, it doesn't have to mean that. Does that mean Aries have a lot of tower moments because they do whatever they want or something and they're not supposed to, or like, I don't know. What do you mean? Signature Aries. What does that mean? Tell me. I know what it means, but I mean, why would that mean the tower happens? Like, what is it about Aries that you see that meaning that towers happen a lot, or that makes sense to you? Is that just a personal thing, or is that like you feel like Aries that happens? Anyway, so somebody here is ending up doing all the work, and that's something that I think needs to change too, obviously, because it's an imbalance in the relationship. And then somebody has their shit together, though. Somebody's not going to be knocked down by this. If you feel like you have your shit together, or them, maybe it's both of you, but I really feel like it's one of you, because one person is doing this and they're focused on that. And the other person's like, I'm good though, and I'm not going to be changed, and I'm not going to be heartless. Like this is kind of about like somebody who has their shit together. Not only that, but also has things to offer. Like they have their own shit together. They can take care of themselves, but they also can take care of this bird and they can tend to this garden. Like they can still offer that out to people. They're not just like, oh, I'm fucking broken and I can take care of myself and everyone else needs to just deal with their own life, like just closed off. Like, no, you're still very giving and open and nurturing and able to open yourself up and offer things to people. You're not hateful, so this is for the better for you, which the tower should be for the better. But some people take it wrong and they think my life sucks now. But again, like the tower is basically just change. And a lot of people don't like change, I'm one of them. It's not like it's unheard of. A lot of people are just very uncomfortable with change. And that's why the tower comes, because it goes, okay, you needed to make these little changes along the way. You didn't. Now I'm just going to change it all at once. And it's going to be more uncomfortable than it had to be. But it's all for a reason. And it's supposed to be for your highest good. So whether or not you see it that way, with the star here, I feel like you're going to see it that way, though. Like, this is a good thing for you. There's hope here. There's a good omen to the situation. Have faith. You're going to get through it. Know that. No, it's going to be for a reason. No matter how hard it is, just try to, like, embrace that shit if you can. Hopefully you can do that now that you've heard this. Maybe you weren't going to do it before. Just thought, oh, this sucks. But don't do that. Try to look at it in a positive way. In the world here, it's kind of like, yeah, this has happened to you before, for sure. Right after. Yeah. So this is, maybe you're right, this is kind of a recurring thing. This is something that is not the first time for you. So we have Taurus energy here too. or it's basically just something about like society or something about what's expected of you. Maybe you're not doing what is all expected of you, so you feel like that happens to you a lot because you kind of go your own way, being that signature Aries. Maybe that's what you were talking about, you know, doing your own thing and not really trying to follow all the rules or status quo. And that kind of gets you in trouble sometimes. Or you kind of have to make some big changes because you're going against what anyone else wants, you know. But you're like, no, I'm going to do what I want. And it kind of causes some rifts sometimes. But there's hope here in the situation. I feel like if anything too, one of your lessons could be to just like push through that shit and do what you want to do for yourself. Like, don't let that get you down and stop you, because basically that's one of the lessons, is that you, to be a more independent thinker and a more independent like action taker, I guess, a more independent person, you know, not needing to really care about the status quo. No matter how hard it's been for you, you've been through it and you can survive anything type thing, you know? Like even if people are against what you're doing, don't ever just do what somebody else is doing because that's what everyone else is doing, you know? That could be why the tower happens for you a lot, because it's like, okay, you need to make some changes, but guess what? Like, I want you to go through this so that you're used to it, so that you know that you can be yourself without being uncomfortable eventually, you know? Because some people will just get knocked down and then it's like they will just conform, you know? But you know. So, yeah, exactly. They can take it. You guys are both going to go through a lot of shit right now. I mean, I think you don't want to get hurt. Yeah, well, you can't avoid that. And no, I mean, hate to say it like that, but like if you don't want to get hurt, do not risk getting hurt. And that's every time you're getting into a relationship or you're even a friendship. Anytime that you're going to give of yourself, basically, or trust somebody at all, that's a risk, and you risk of getting hurt. So know that. I mean, you said you're strong enough. I believe that. So just keep that in mind, you know? It doesn't matter what people do. Like, it does, of course, and you could get hurt, but that's the thing. Like, you don't want to get hurt. Well, maybe you need to heal a little more first and become a little more independent so you don't need somebody to not hurt you to be okay. Like, what if the person does hurt you? Are you going to be okay? Like, of course you'll be okay eventually, but are you going to be okay? Like, maybe you shouldn't do this yet. Maybe it's just you can't right now because you're not strong enough right now. Like, personally, you're the only one who knows that for sure, you know? And you don't have to tell me. I mean, you can just keep that to yourself and just think about that. But seriously, like, if you don't feel like you're strong enough, it is always a risk. So you might not want to do that and jump into that yet, you know, if that's something you really are thinking about. Because it's definitely possible, of course. I'm not going to say it's not, you know. Especially with that kind of mindset already, I feel like you're more vulnerable to getting hurt too, for many different reasons. But just be careful with that one. You know, guard your heart, but maybe it's just not the time right now for you, you know? Seems like that's a big thing. You know, of course, no one wants to get hurt, but really, you're saying that, like, and that's something that you just don't know. So if that's too much for you to take, maybe it's just not the time, you know? Do what you gotta do. But yeah, maybe it's just not the right time. It seems like you're not ready for that kind of a situation. Personally, it sounds like, I don't know, I'm not you, but any insight what's going on abroad to Canada? Study what that will be like, if it will be successful. Thank you in advance. Okay, let's see. Okay, Canada. She goes to Canada. Okay. Somebody's got to make a decision here, and someone hasn't made that decision yet. It's probably you, huh? Or someone else. But basically, the person who has to make the decision doesn't really know that that what they think or want matters. So that's important, because that's what it's going to take to move forward and progress the situation. It could be your parents, like if they're, you know, in control of whether or not you go or something. And if it's you, then you have to make the decision. So there's some ends you have to tie up or something, some loose ends before you go, and you don't see it that way. Like, think about all the things that you personally have responsibility for that could like affect things. Like, you have to make some kind of move or decision, but it's a mental thing. Maybe it's just a perspective change or shift. Get in the right headspace for this, for it to move forward, for you to really pick the right choice, the right sphinx down here, to go in the right direction. You know, you could go in either direction, and you have to carefully consider that direction. Don't just think you don't have to consider it and you have no choice. Like, you have a choice, and it really is your choice. But you don't see that, you know, because you have the blindfold on. But to progress this at all, to even make it happen, you're the one who has to make the decision here. So I feel like it's you. I mean, it could be somebody else, but I feel like it's you, because that's not your responsibility that someone else doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is your responsibility, and that's what you need to know. So basically, someone has to own up for something too and take responsibility, like I said, for something. It's causing problems with more than one person, and it's likely you already know what this is. You've had to sneak around the situation for a while. It's had to be something that you had to kind of like push to the side, or act like it's not happening, or act like you're not part of it, or act like you don't care. You've had to sneak around it, or kind of like weasel your way around it for a while. And I feel like with the High Priestess here, it's likely that you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, we can look further, of course, but it seems like, of course, but it seems like you kind of know what this is, and it's something. Okay, so maybe you're kind of like, it's causing problems with other people though. Like, do you know what this is talking about? Like, it's more than one person that it's causing, and it's not like really a physical fight. It's kind of like petty argument and, drama, but it's just tension between people, and it's more than one seemingly. Like, it wouldn't just be you and someone else. It'd be happy. It'd be happy. I was reading Miss L's comment. It'd be happy tears. It would be, more than one person affecting the situation, and it's just causing a rift between you and other people, and it's just, it's unnecessary really. But I feel like you kind of have to own up to something in order for this to kind of be set right and set straight. And maybe it's just that, you're depending on people too much or something. It's causing problems because you're not able to kind of like just do like what you need to do, instead of like you're kind of like needing them to do something in order for you to do something, and they're like, no, this is you who needs to do this, and you're kind of like, well, no, like, I don't know, that's just one example, but it seems like there's other people who are being affected by this. And you need to kind of make a decision and responsibility a little bit more. So maybe you're onto something there, that it's something about you, not feeling like you're not ready, or making your mind up to start the process. I feel like you're kind of holding other people down though, and that's what's causing problems. They're like, okay, we expected you to like be able to do this on your own, or so. I don't know if it's that, but that's just one example. Okay, if that's true, then you would know, and if it's not, then let me know, because it could be something else. But with what you're saying, it kind of seems like, maybe it has something to do with that. But let's see. What does this have to do with? What does she have to take responsibility for? Can you give me a little example of what that would be here? What do we need to know about this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, so there's some reason though. There's some kind of unhealthy thing here. I can feel that from family and friends. There's some kind of unhealthy thing here for you, that maybe it's a tendency, or maybe it's an addiction. Even if it's like an addiction to like anxiety, or an addiction, which isn't really an addiction, but I mean, some people think that there's no other way to live. So it's kind of like, are you kind of living that life and not getting the help you need? Or is it like they're waiting for me to get my life together, LOL, and I do admit without them, I don't know where I'd be. I do depend on them. So it's kind of bringing them to the point where they're like, it's causing arguments between you guys, it's causing just little tension. When you walk into the room, like, oh God, they just want me to get the fuck out of here already. They're just like, kind of like, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You need to be doing what you said you're going to do, or something. But it seems like, this whole thing is, you feel trapped mentally. Remember that it feels real to you, but it really is in your head. So it's a good thing, because really it's in your head. Isn't that great to know that it's not really happening, but it's in your head? Of course not. Of course, it still fucking sucks. And I get that. I'm just saying, like, to know that, like, it feels like it's real to you. So I don't want to invalidate that or take that from you and say, you're crazy, you're out of your mind, you don't know what you're talking about. No, it feels that way. But to you, I mean, what you need to know is, look, she has a blindfold on. Her arms are crossed. Her hands are tied. She's in a situation. The swords around her are just pointing in the ground. They're not going to stop her from anything. They've done their job, and what their job is to point in the ground and do nothing. They're not stopping anybody. So her ankles, though, they're not tied. So really what this is saying is she can just walk away at any time. Literally just get up and walk away at any time. But she doesn't know that because she has a blindfold on and her hands are tied. So she kind of feels like scared and like, oh, fuck, I can't get out of this. But it's just in her head. If she would just know that she could just walk away at any time, that's what I want you to remember. You can walk away and get yourself out of anything at any time. It's up to you to do that, to know that. Hi, secrets. You guys go and like secrets. Well, not like, but subscribe to Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch. She's right here in the excuse me, comments. Go ahead and go to her channel. Great tarot reader, great person. Go and like her shit. Send love, spread love. Okay? We're all trying to come up here, not like that, but you know, we're all trying to get our channels going. So let's spread the love. Let's spread the love, okay? Everyone's really good at that in the tarot community, so I trust in you and believe in you that you will do that. Okay, you won't regret it either, because she's pretty good. She's pretty good. Think just a little bit. No, seriously, I got a reading, and of course, just trust me. Secrets of the Typical Emo Witch, right there. Comments. Go and check her out. I wonder where she's at right now. I don't even know where I'm at. I mean, in subscriber count. I don't know where I'm at either. Shit. Let's see. Let's see. 847. That's pretty good. Let's see. I feel like I've been rambling. Like I just stopped and it's all quiet. What's new? Girl, we need to get you some subscribers. People, go and subscribe to that channel. Please, you will not regret it. Seriously, go and check her out, though, because she's got some good shit. She deserves to have more subscribers. She puts a lot into that shit. Trust me. Trust, believe. Okay, believe. I have no fucking idea, okay? So just go with it. So yeah, so there's you know, but there's some unhealthy thing here that's going on. Resume. There's some unhealthy thing here that's going on. Like I feel like it's a tendency, or it's maybe just a tendency like you don't believe in yourself enough kind of thing. You don't have enough like you need to stop that, basically. It's like just a bad habit. You need to just kick that habit and be like, I got this, you know? It's harder than that. I get that, but Queen of Pentacles is somebody who has their shit together. It's a bit lonely though, because like, you know, she has her pentacle there. She looks a bit sad because she's just grinding. She's working really hard. And it's like, sometimes we don't have a social life when we do that. But it's okay because she has her shit together. And that's the most important thing. You can get friends and all that shit later, but you need to have your own self and your own back. And so that's no question here. But you got to like tap into that confidence and that self-assurance and basically just belief in yourself. You know, I wish the star was here because that's basically what you need, is to believe in yourself, to know and to have faith. You know, it's basically just on you to do that. I feel like maybe get therapy or something before you go, get into like a online support group or something, you know, where other people are dealing with this too, you know, people that are going abroad to go to school, or they're leaving their family for the first time, or, you know, they're just being on their own, and it's hard, you know, it's not easy to get into that mind space and to be able to do that. So just give yourself a break too, you know, don't think you have to know everything the first time you do it. Don't think you have to have it all figured out. You don't, you know, it's hard. Accept that, know that, feel that shit, and get help for it. You know, get some support and get some people who are going through the same thing. Don't do this by yourself. You don't have to do that. It's unnecessary. You know what I mean? Don't do that to yourself. You don't need to. We got the internet. We got people all over the world talking, and you should jump into that and try to, you know, don't do this by yourself. You can do it though. I got you. I believe you. I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself now. It's your turn. Tag. Okay. Oh, thanks. I try a little bit. That's good to hear though. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel like it's working. Okay, I needed to hear this so much deep down. I know it'll be successful. I do mostly worry about the lonely bit. Yeah, seriously. And you know, the tarot community is a great community too. I don't even know how everyone is so nice to each other, but that's one thing you have too, for sure, is that you always know you have them. And you know, I'm part of that too. We're all part of that. Everyone here is part of that. Even if you don't know it, you are. No, but seriously, there's people here that are really down and really good people and only want the best for you, kind of thing. So if you ever need to feel better, just jump on one of the lives, and anyone's live, Secrets, me, Moon Honey, you know, anybody, any of these. There's so many amazing tarot readers on YouTube right now. There's so many. And high vibrations 44. Tyler's tarot. He's not the most like emotionally supportive, like be there for you type, but he'll make you laugh. So he's really good too. Of course. Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming. Thanks for spending time here and asking your question. Couldn't do this without anybody. So couldn't do this by myself, or I'd just be talking to myself, even though it kind of feels like I am sometimes. But thanks, you guys. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll continue, or I mean, I will continue on with my day and you will as well. So let me just finish one more person. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. I'm wondering about. Yeah, I know. I love Tyler's tarot too. He's awesome. Thank you. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love the smell of flowers. I love the smell of roses. Thank you. Or I'll read this in a second. I'm like, let me just. Love you too. Oh. Yay! Oh, thanks, guys. And subscribe to Secrets too, because she's really cool too. Okay, let's see what Virgo's thinking about you. This is the last one, you guys. Okay, thank you for coming, though. I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys had a good time. This was a good uplifting day for me, a good time. You know, it's not always exactly as great as it is right now, so let's just be grateful for that. And be happy that we have each other to lift each other up when we're having a bad day, okay? So thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you being here. Please like this video too if you get a chance. Please just do it really quick. It just takes a second to just do it. And I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. It helps YouTube to see, okay, these people like this, so we're going to show other people this. That's kind of how it works. So I'd appreciate that. May I know what's Virgo thinking towards me? Does he want to reconcile? Let's see here. Jessica. Okay. So somebody felt left out in the cold, and the person is taking a break right now. They're working really hard at something, though. I think they felt like they put a lot of effort into your guys' relationship in the past. Like they put a lot of effort into helping you out or lending a hand to you. Maybe they felt like it wasn't really like reciprocated, or they feel like you kind of just gave up on it or something. Like they feel like you just kind of like they were left out in the cold. And if that's how you feel, then okay, that's your energy. But to me, it feels like they're feeling like they put out a lot into your guys' connection and worked like really, really hard. And now I feel like, you know, I can't really see it any other way than they just felt like you didn't appreciate it or something, you know? So even if you feel like I did appreciate it, that's them who didn't appreciate me. I'm just saying this is what it says they're feeling, no matter if you think that's valid or not. I mean, it could be bullshit. Maybe they're just feeling sorry for themselves. I don't know the situation. I'm not saying that you're wrong about how you feel too. I'm just saying this is seemingly how they feel. So let's see. Maybe there's something to this. Why are they feeling like this? Or what do we need to know about any kind of coming back around? Any kind of coming back around? Like if there's anything you can personally do to kind of like make that happen sooner, maybe that can happen. What do we need to know about if this Virgo is coming back around to you? Is this Virgo? Oh, shit. Just drop half the deck. Is this Virgo coming back around to you? Not before some life lessons are learned, basically. You guys have a tower moment, so no. I mean, not before this. This has to happen first. And what this means is changes and learning from those changes, like big changes, transformation, basically. So this is headed toward, though, things that are kind of seeming more like structured or status quo, or maybe you're going to fit in better with what people are expecting of you. For some reason, that's important to you, but it's a good thing because it's a big change. So that might change too. Wait, let's see further. Hang on a second. Let me get this whole story here. What is the death card here for? Do you have a Taurus or a Scorpio in your life, possibly? Or are you a Taurus or a Scorpio? Because that's the cards I'm getting here. As an added bonus. Let's see what else. Okay. Again, everybody's getting this today. It's kind of like no one knows that they have it, something they're supposed to do. They think that what they think and do and feel and act on, what their actions they take, they think that plays no part in anything or holds no weight in anything. No one cares. It doesn't matter. It does. It actually matters the most. You're the one holding the swords here. You're the one who doesn't even know you're holding the swords here, though. That's the thing. You don't know. For all you know, this could be cucumbers in your hands. You know, you don't know that one slice and somebody's face is rearranged. Like the whole situation is rearranged, you know? You don't know that, though. You got to open your eyes. Take that blindfold off. Stop being in denial of what power you have in your situation. That's what I feel like I need to say about that. It's like, stop acting like you have no say in your situation. You do. This is all about you, basically. And so it's kind of like maybe that's why the tower is happening, because you don't see that like what you do matters. You play a part in your own life, and it's like it doesn't really it doesn't even matter what other people do. It matters how you react to it. Like, yeah, it matters, but I mean, it matters how you react to it, but you don't believe that. You think that like what your life is based on what other people want to do, because you feel like whatever they want to do, you're going to do. That's fine with you, you know, it's just whatever they want. But it really, you still do have a choice, and what you do still does affect you, no matter who, for what reasons you did it. I mean, you got to start getting your power back and start realizing that you have a choice and that your choice matters in your own outcome. So, like, it's no one else's doing. It's kind of yours, or accepting theirs or whatever. But I mean, it's still, you do have a choice here, and you just don't know that what you do matters. So basically, like, this is going to be something that turns you on your head. Probably because you got to realize that you got to start taking action in a way that's helpful to yourself and empowering your own life. And not only that, but you have to understand, because you're just going to keep feeling like people are failing you. But it's not really that way. It's kind of like you're failing yourself. You have to realize that you have a choice here. This is a new start for you. And there's been many, okay? I feel like you're going to run into this whole situation again where you're kind of allowing another person to give you help or help you out. Like, you feel like you need a helping hand and you don't. I don't think you do. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. The opportunity for stability, but will you take that opportunity? You don't have to. You can definitely miss opportunities. We do it all the time. You can do that. You have that authority to miss opportunities, but you can also take opportunities and, you know, do something with them. But it seems like you're going to head in this direction again of like letting somebody offer you a hand, lend you a hand. You feel like you need that, and it leads you to this place where, again, you aren't seeing something clearly. You're being misled. You're being led to believe that it's this and this and this, but instead it's really not. It's really this and this and this, and it's not good. At the end of the day, you're like feeling like you were deceived in a way. You know, you're feeling like you were misled or confused, but I feel like it's your own willingness to allow somebody else to kind of run your life, or like you to believe that you have no say or no choice, and then you let someone else take over, and of course it's not the best thing for you, and it turns out bad. And so this tower moment, I'm afraid, is not even really going to be enough. You're probably going to have to go through a few tower moments to really learn this lesson. And the reason is because that's a change that needs to be made that you're not making. You need to remember that you have more power in your life than obviously you're thinking now, or that you know. I feel like you really don't like live your life thinking like, I'm going to take action and it's going to affect what I do because of the actions I made. You're like, no, like, I don't really know. Like, I'm just going to let you lead. And it really doesn't work for you. It really doesn't. You're going to have to realize someday that really you're the only one who knows what you need. You're the only one who knows what is best for you. And once you realize that, this will stop happening, you know? So, I mean, the best advice I have for you is basically just like, own that shit. Stop worrying so much about what other people, it's not going to happen overnight. But you need to start like making decisions based on what's best for you in the long run and in the short term. But I mean, long run, think about that. Thank you. And also think about like what that means. Like, how can you do that right now? What the next decision you make, how can you do that? Also, what's the next decision that you can make? What's the next decision you can make that you know you need to make? that you need to change or do something that you haven't been doing, you've been holding off, something big and important that you know you've needed to do, you can do it. Just fucking do it. You know what I mean? But don't do it like carelessly. But you know, I feel like it's been a long time coming. You need to just do it already. Like, you know what it is, and it'll change things. And maybe this tower will not seem so unpleasant because you'll have already done the biggest thing you need to do. It's difficult to do things like that, but you kind of already know you need to do it. Here's a little push, you know, but only do what's best for yourself. Like, you'll know what that is, you know. It's not like, oh, maybe I should do something, I'm not so sure. You know what's best for you, and you know what isn't. It's just you haven't been living your life in that way. You've been living your life thinking like you have no choice, and you're just lying to yourself thinking that, you know. Maybe you really didn't know, but I'll be the first to tell you that it is a choice in what you do, and your life is what you make it, you know. Of course, sometimes things happen and it's not really our choice, but for the most part, like, what you do, how you react. Anyway, with that being said, thanks for coming, you guys. Please like this video. Come to the next live whenever that is. We don't know. You have to like and subscribe and then hit the notification bell and hit all so that you know. It'll notify you right when I go live next time. So be here, be there, or be square. Okay? Have a good day, you guys. Thanks for coming. Love talking to you. Have a great day. See you next time.